Probably most of you will say it's a long sentence. Yes, and smile. Whenever you see long sentences, smile. Because that is a typical academic text. Academic text usually uses long sentences, right? And remember, that's why you need to understand that sentence in chunks, okay? In groups of words. All right, it's a long sentence, okay. Or you can also find clues not from the sentence, not from words in the sentence, but from other sentences. That means you have to look at sentences that comes before this sentence, right? That long sentence, and or sentences that comes after the sentence that has the word ingenuity. Okay? Now, you may have to rely on, sometimes, many times, rely on similar words that we already know in English, or sometimes in Bahasa Indonesia even. Remember that many words in Bahasa Indonesia are borrowed from English words. So yes, you can make that connection. Sometimes, again, you need to understand context. Does it make sense or not? If I relate the word that I know in Bahasa Indonesia with the word that I know, that I don't know here. Okay? Clear. So this is the tip. This is your vocabulary building skills. If you do not understand new words. And you can apply this starting now when you are reading text, any text. Okay? All right. So let's take a look. How did this tremendous development take place? Nah, this tremendous development. This yang mana? This apa? Remember that the first sentence of a paragraph connects. Remember our writing? For those of you who have joined the writing session, remember connection, coherence. Yeah. So this first sentence of the second paragraph, of course, refers to something that has been stated in the first paragraph. How did this tremendous development, thisnya itu refer to something that has been said in the first paragraph, yeah? How did this tremendous development take place, and why did it happen in the Teotihuacan Valley? Okay, and remember, I'm reading in chunks. Among the main factors, itu subjeknya, among the main factors are, that's the verb, ya. Apa? Teotihuacan's geographic location of the valley, on a natural trade route to the south and east of the Valley of Mexico. So, one of the factors is Teotihuacan's geographic location. Where? On a natural trade route to the south and east of the Valley of Mexico. Okay. What's the second factor? The obsidian resources, bacanya begitu, chunks, don't read the obsidian, gitu. Terus resources. You should be reading and understanding it as the obsidian resources, where? In the Teotihuacan Valley itself. Okay. Now, remember I showed you the footnote before? There is that little one, okay, superscript, itu ya. Meaning, if you have this in the reading passage, it means that there is a footnote, which of course explains what this word means. Okay, what obsidian means. Right. Okay, that's two. What's the third one? Tadi kan among the main factors. Geographic location on a natural trade route, blah, blah, blah. Second one, obsidian resources. The third one, and the valley's potential for extensive irrigation. Your subject, or what we're talking about here, is the valley's potential for extensive irrigation. Okay. Three, among, right? It's not just three. If it is among, it means your head in your brain goes, there are other things. There are other factors. That is why the next sentence refer to the other factors. The exact role of other factors is much more difficult to pinpoint. For instance, now, look at this. For instance, that means the words that comes after for instance will tell you examples, right, of the role of other factors, which are more difficult to pinpoint. Like what? Such as, for instance, the Teotihuacan's religious significance as a shrine. So, the Teotihuacan also is a shrine. Okay. What else? The historical situation in and around the Valley of Mexico toward the end of the first millennium BC. Ya kan? Okay. Terus apa lagi? The ingenuity and foresightedness of Teotihuacan's elite. Great. And then finally, there's a fourth one. The impact of natural disasters, such as the volcanic eruptions of the late first millennium BC. Tenanglah, enjoy the reading. Understand. It will be easier for you to answer. Then you are using your critical mind. Okay? Nah, jadi yang mana nih ingenuity? So, all of this, is it talking about something negative of Teotihuacan, or is it talking about something that's positive? Semua di situ. Talking about something that's good about Teotihuacan, or something that's not so good about the city. What do you think? Okay, thank you for those of you in Zoom. Yeah, you already said it's positive. It's positive. It's something that makes this place, right, has tremendous development. Nyambung kan ya? Lagi ngomongin tremendous development, right? What makes it happen? Why did it happen? Oh, ada many factors. Okay, you see the cohesion in this text. That was why, saya refer dulu ke belakang. That was why, if you are a good reader, if you expose yourself to reading, automatically, you will be a good writer. Because you will know what you read becomes sample. It becomes like, oh yeah, that's how reading texts are to make the readers understand. And when I write, I have to do that too. Oke? Ya. Oke. Ini sekarang jadi artinya positif. Ya. Nah, terus ada yang mengatakan, ya semua positif kan? Ambition. Ambition bisa positif, bisa negatif sih. Tapi oke. Sincerity. That's good. Being sincere, sincerity ya. Okay. Faith. Okay. Cleverness. Positif. Yang penting kalian dapat dulu. Ini something yang positif. Nah, positif yang mana? Then we go to clues. Kadang-kadang ada yang negatif ya, kadang-kadang. Tapi kalau ini semua positif, okay, then you go to the second way, second approach. Other words, coba deh. Other words in the sentence, ada nggak clue? Other words in the sentence. So you're zooming on this long sentence, right? Mana sih? Sampai saya juga bingung. Mana dia? Oh, here it is. Because it's so long. Okay. The exact role of blah, blah, blah. For instance, ini. Gitu kan. And the ingenuity and foresightedness. If you understand foresightedness, does anyone of you understand what foresightedness means? If you understand foresightedness, it means that it's looking into the future. Gitu kan? A visionary person who has visions usually are foresighted. That means they have the capability to look into the future. Yeah? Okay. Good. Now, and I see that some of you got that. Great. All right? Nah, itu digandeng. Look at this. And. Gitu loh. And. Now you're thinking, visionary? Mana ya yang most possible dengan visionary? Itu digandeng. And. Berarti it has equal pluses. Mana? What do you think? Is it sincerity? Sincerity has something to do with emotion ya. Tapi kalau foresightedness has something to do with your capability, ability gitu. Sincerity is more on character, isn't it? Ambition is more also on what you do because of character, right? Faith has also something to do because of your spiritual being, itu kan? Ini foresightedness loh. What do you think? Yang closest in meaning. closest. Right? Jadi yang mana dong? Kira-kira. Okay? So, I think now you're zooming in, narrowing it down. Cleverness ya, itu ability. Something to do with the kemampuan brain-nya dia. Right? Yeah. The answer is D. Coba sekarang similar words. Masih nggak yakin juga? Oke. Ingenuity. Do I know some words that are similar in English? Do I know some words that are another word that sounds almost the same? Mirip-mirip. Coba. Mirip-mirip dengan ingenuity. Genuine. Intelligence. Yeah. Okay. Why are you going to intelligence? Because you know the word genius, right? Okay. Yeah. You all know the word genius, right? Genius. You're a genius. Gitu. Albert Einstein was considered a genius, right? Okay, genius. So, wild guess, tapi not so wild. You know what I'm saying ya? Karena ini mengurangi probabilitas Anda salah. Gitu. Kita tidak pernah bisa 100% sure. But you can at least be 50% sure. That's what I'm asking. Okay? Yeah? Okay. So the answer is, and if you look up the word ingenuity, it does mean clever. Okay? Yeah? All right. So the answer is cleverness. Nah, mikir gitu kan ya. Ya iya, English is not just knowing the language. It's not just understanding the vocabulary. Many times, especially when you're reading, you're thinking. So put your thinking hat on, put your critical thinking, higher order of thinking skills on. Okay? Beautiful. Okay. Nah, kalau saja, gitu loh, kalau saja tadi, right, what I'm getting at is, this is one paragraph that waktu reading kita perlu take notes nggak? Perlu. Supaya Anda nggak lost. Okay? And we were talking about mind map. Yeah, in one of the previous sessions, we were talking about mind mapping. I'm giving you an idea ini, a mind map that can be produced, that you can write by reading the second paragraph. Tentunya nanti setiap paragraph you can do something like this. Atau you can make a mind map of the whole passage, right? Berarti mind mapnya jadi tambah seru. So, coba deh, you can see, did you take a screenshot? By the way, take a screenshot first. All right, for those of you in wherever you're following us from, take a screenshot, focus on, okay, focus on the paragraph, right? And then I'm going to ask you to help me. If I were a test taker, can you please help me complete my mind map here? Can you please help me? You can just do it on your own for those of you not joining in Zoom, but those of you who are joining Zoom, we were talking about how this development, yeah, of the city took place, why, and then there were factors, right? There were 4 factors, right? Okay. So what would you write down? What would you write down here to complete the mind map that I stated? What would you write down to complete my mind map here? Ada trade route. Terus ada apa lagi? Tadi kan among others, bla 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 bla. Udah pada screenshot belum ya, San?
Hai Ibu. So,
udah mulai.
Udah ya.
Lagi mikir. Kan reading harus mikir gitu ya. Oke. Udah screenshot. Oke, ayo cari jawabnya apa dong? Can you please help me complete the mind map? Help me complete the mind map. Oke, I put down already here ada trade route, katanya gitu. Terus, screenshot dari ini guys. Wait. Maybe masih rada-rada bingung tadi. Screen from this guys, this one. Ya. Okay, click. All right. Now let me go back again to my. Yuk, mau taruh apa di situ? Lihat lo mind mapnya. Coba dilihat dengan baik. Obsidian, okay? I think some of you already talked about obsidian. So I am going to write obsidian here. Done. So we still have another. What should I put here? Can you help me? Ini obsidian apa? Resources kan? Okay. So what's the other one here? All right, beautiful. You got it. That's, what is it? Irrigation ya. Okay. Mau bilang irrigation aja. Irrigation. Okay, sorry. Oops, sorry ya. Mau bilang obsidian and you want to write down obsidian resources juga boleh. Mau you just write down irrigation, for example, sorry nih ya, mestinya di sini. You want to write down irrigation juga boleh ya. Mau bilang irrigation, potential irrigation juga boleh. Oke? Okay? Ya. Yeah. Extensive irrigation juga boleh. Nah, and then there are other things, right? There are other things. And the others, I already completed some. Shrine, because the Teotihuacan is known for its, it's a shrine. People consider it a shrine. And then we have, sorry, ini bukan historical site, tetapi ini tetapi historical site. Okay, what else? Among others, can you see? What else? Ingenuity and foresightedness. Okay. Yeah, ingenuity and foresightedness. All right. So we can click. Of whom? Of the elite, kan? Ingenuity. Okay. Ingenuity. Sorry. Yes. Misalnya gitu ya. Okay. Right. Of the elite. Okay. Terus ada yang udah maju ke sini nih. Great. Natural disaster. Okay. Alright. Ya, yang akhirnya volcanic. Okay. Okay, everyone. Now, this is what we mean by mind map. I'm doing this online because it's easier for me to show you, and this is from Kogel. But when you're taking the IBT, you have your scrap of paper, remember, use it. Gitu. Because I sometimes see that people are taking the IBT, but they have lots of scraps of paper, but it's empty. No writing at all. And I'm saying like, huh? Gitu. Why? Nah, if you get this, ini pasti awalnya, lama ya, gitu. Itu kan karena we're not used to it. Ya, we're not used to it. Karena kamu nafsu semua pengen jawabnya gitu loh. But to be able to answer, you need to understand. That is why enjoy the reading. Enjoy the reading. Otherwise, you're going to go back and forth. And then it's going to make you more nervous than ever. And when your brain, when you feel nervous, your brain is going to go berserk because you cannot focus. All right? So, reading takes a lot of focus. Yeah? And this is just a mind map that you can do. I'm just giving you an example of doing it together. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. All right. And you will have fun using it. So from now on, you can start using mind maps, not just for your TOEFL, for every reading passage assignment that you have. Okay, this is what will help you when you are in college abroad. Ya, okay. So the answer is cleverness. Tapi tadi saya kasih sedikit mind map. Nah, this is still the next question. This is still the same paragraph, paragraph 2, the same passage, of course, but a different question. Okay? Now, which one is this? Which of the following is not mentioned in paragraph 2 as a main factor in the development of teotihukuan? Bayangkan kalau kamu tadi bikin, ya kan? Kalau kamu tadi sudah bikin ini, itu loh, ya. Ini jawabnya dalam 30 detik kamu udah bisa jawab from your notes. That's my point. Nah, kalau kalian tidak berusaha membuat semacam catatan, ini kamu dapat pertanyaan nomor 2, dapat pertanyaan nomor 2, mikir, baca, itu kan? Dan dapat pertanyaan nomor 3, cari lagi di sini. That switching, ya, going back and forth. You may not realize it, but you are wasting a lot of time. When you're taking notes, itu juga pasti kita spend time, but it is not wasted. That's what I mean. Okay? That's the difference. Nanti kalian akan lihat deh, kenapa taking notes dari awal itu penting. Ini baru pertanyaan nomor 3 loh. Nah, tadi coba, ayo, based on my mind map, udah kejawab belum? A, B, C, yang mana ya yang nggak ada ya? And because you write, you remember. Kalau kamu cuma sekedar baca aja ya udah, gitu. But because you write, it helps you to remember longer. This is your metacognitive process. Oke, yang mana jawabnya? Ini sambil merem, nggak bisa merem sih. Lihat notes. Oke, so it is C. C ya. Ya kan? Tadi ada obsidian, tadi ada irrigation, tadi ada location, natural trade route, terus yang other things. Yang tidak disebut di situ ada a long period of volcanic activity. Memang ada tadi, right? About something about natural disaster. Okay? There was something about natural disaster, but it didn't say anything about a long period of volcanic inactivity, right? Okay, you got that? Yeah, clear ya? Great, and now you know the benefit of mind mapping. Ayo, kita jalan terus. Now, let's go to the next question, which is number 4. Ini yang inference. We already talk about this, right? And this is from the next paragraph. Remember, we ended, okay, the paragraph with finally the impact of natural disasters such as the volcanic eruptions. Nggak ada about long volcanic eruptions kan, right? But there is a natural disaster being stated there. And then the next paragraph. Ingat ya, tadi from the first paragraph ke second paragraph, the opening sentence of the second paragraph itu connected, related to what's stated in the first paragraph. Now we go to the third paragraph and look at this. The next sentence, yeah, which is the first sentence, the opening sentence of this paragraph. refers to something that has been stated or the idea that has been stated in the previous paragraph. This last factor is at least circumstantially implicated in Teotihuacan's rise. Last factor yang mana? Ini lu about the natural disaster. Okay? You got that? Yeah? Okay. Nah, you can, in a very short minute, of course, very few seconds, if you're used to taking notes, you can, of course, take notes of this paragraph too. Because you have, it's a habit. You're used to it. It will take very short time. Okay? And we already discussed this. Kita sudah melalui ini ya. So I am not going to go into it. But the answer is D, because inference questions, remember, it is not there. It is hidden. Itu, ya, yeah, it's hidden. What can be inferred? Nah kan mau nggak mau, jadi kalau kita tidak take notes, what happen is bolak-balik gitu lagi. And you're looking like A, cari B, ada nggak? Jadi gimana dong? Infer lagi, ya udah pasti nggak ada. Tapi you are thinking from what is stated and thinking about it. Right? Okay. Imagine if you had taken notes. Again, you will focus on your thinking skills rather than going here, there, here, there, here, there. Yeah, and the clock is ticking. Okay. Now this is a new question which was not given in the last session. Paragraph 4. Which of the following allowed Teotihuacan to have a competitive edge over its neighbors? And it's highlighted, the phrase competitive edge in the question, and you will find it also highlighted, the phrase in the reading, right? Okay, so let us read. Let's read. If you want to take notes, go ahead. Practice your note taking, right? But here it is. Let's read and read in chunks. It seems likely that Teotihuacan's natural resources, is it the only one we're talking about? No, not just the natural resources. Di sini dia kasih dash, dash. Meaning there is additional information. Ya, likely, apa yang likely? Bukan hanya the natural resources, but along with the city elite's ability to recognize their potential, balik lagi kan, natural resources, dan ini gave, that's the verb. So this is the whole subject, guys. That's the whole subject. We're talking about Teotihuacan's natural resources along with the elite's ability to recognize their potential. That's the whole subject. Seems kenapa? Gave, this is the verb. Gave siapa apa? The city. Apa yang dikasih kepada the city? A competitive edge over its neighbors. Then this group of words make sense. Itu yang kita sebut reading. Alright? Okay. Oh, jadi competitive edge karena ada natural resources and the elite's ability to recognize their potential. Okay, got it. Terus, the valley, like many other places in Mexican and Guatemalan highlands, again, that's the subject ya. Kenapa? Was rich in obsidian. Oh. The hard volcanic stone was a resource that had been in great demand for many years. Okay, at least for many years itu kapan? At least since the rise of the Olmecs. Siapa lagi itu si Olmecs? Oh, here it is in parentheses. A people who flourished between 1200 and 400 BC. Sebelum Masehi, ya. Oke. Oke, si Olmecs ini kenapa? Dia berarti making inference, right? Berarti dia pakai nih si obsidian ini. Right? Karena the resource, the volcanic stone, si obsidian, was in a great demand. By whom? Since the rise of the Olmecs. Oh, that means infer that the Olmecs used the obsidian. Okay. And question. This is already long, right? And then suddenly you have the reference word, it. And then you go like, huh? Who's it? What it? Can you tell me? Okay, think. Reading is thinking. Isn't it fun? Exciting. Okay? When you can use your brain, it's exciting. Okay. It refers to what? It refers to what? Apparently had a secure market. All right. Yeah? Had a secure market. The Olmecs atau the demand atau the volcanic stone. The hard volcanic stone. Yep. Good. All right. Yeah. If you read like this, it's going to be exciting. Gitu loh. Ya. God has given us a very precious organ that is our brain. Use it. And when we are given the challenge to use it, we're very happy. Yeah. Because then we know how good we are. All right? Okay. So, it berarti the hard volcanic stone apparently had a secure market. Moreover, recent research on obsidian tools found at Olmec sites. Oh, jadi tadi si Olmec use the hard volcanic stone to make tools. Has shown that some of the obsidian obtained by the Olmecs originated near Teotihuacan. So it's not just the obsidian stone, the stone was not just found in Teotihuacan, right? Because it says that the valley, like many other places in Mexican and Guatemalan highlands, was also rich in obsidian. They also had a lot of obsidian, right? Nah, the Teotihuacan, the last sentence here, the Teotihuacan obsidian must have been recognized as a valuable commodity for many centuries before the great city arose. So we can infer there are many places where the Olmecs can get obsidian stone. But the Teotihuacan obsidian must have been recognized as a valuable commodity. That means maybe infer the quality of the obsidian is different than the quality of the obsidian that we found elsewhere. Karena dia punya apa tadi? Natural disaster itu tadi kan ya? Nah, you see, that's real reading, yeah. That's real reading. And I'm teaching you now. I'm developing your reading skills, not just reading for the test. Itu. Okay, this is your ammunition. Kenapa kita satu jadi lama? Karena we don't do this regularly. But if we do this regularly, it's going to be fast. Your brain will be trained to think that way. Okay? So, if you already understand and enjoy this passage, what's the answer? Eliminasi? Is it because of a highly stable elite class? No. Udah nggak diomong-omongin lagi tuh si elit di sini adalah, tapi kan cuman about recognize their potential aja. Okay. Knowledge derived directly from the Olmecs about the art of toolmaking, was it said? Is C the topic? I mean, is C what is talked about? Ini lagi ngomongin apa sih? Secara keseluruhan, is it talking about C? Don't think so, right? Scarce natural resources in nearby areas? Yeah, no, we're talking about the obsidian that's in Teotihuacan, right? Why Teotihuacan was like this? Okay, and a well-exploited and readily available commodity. Okay? Now, again, this question requires you to think and not just understand, but to go further. Okay? It requires a higher order of thinking skills. Okay. Yeah, so the answer is A. Okay, let's continue. Number 6. Let's continue to number 6. Now, still in paragraph 4. Kan kita udah paham tadi paragraph 4. Udah tulis-tulis catatan. Berarti we can go straight to the option. Understand the question first. According to paragraph 4, what has recent research on obsidian tools found at Olmec site shown? That obsidian's value was understood only when Teotihuacan became an important city, that the residents of Teotihuacan were sophisticated tool makers, that the residents of Teotihuacan traded obsidian with the Olmecs as early as 400 BC, or that some of the obsidians used by the Olmecs came from the area around Teotihuacan. Research. Ini researchnya loh, researchnya, ya. So what are we talking about? Based on research. Mana sih? Ada nggak sih? Research. Your eyes go look for the word research. Here it is. Okay. Now look at the sentence. The hard volcanic blah, blah, blah. Oh, ini ya. that the rise of the Olmecs, a people who flourish around blah, 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 okay, it apparently had a secure market. Moreover, recent research on obsidian tools found at Olmec sites has shown that some of the obsidian obtained by the Olmecs originated near Tehuan. Yes, the answer is D. Okay, so again, we use different words, synonym, similar words, not the exact words. In D, used in the text, we did not, it did not apply the word use. It was not written use, but okay, obtain, that means they got it, ya, came from, obtain, sama, ya, dalam hal ini similar. Dari mana dia dapatnya? Obtain, okay, near the Teotihuacan. Okay, not just from Teotihuacan. Okay, so the answer is D. Great. Let's continue. Now, this is then the next paragraph already. This is paragraph 5, and we have talked about this previously, right? So I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to go into details, yeah? But again, I'm going to pinpoint on, look at the last sentence and what is this all about? This is all about how the natural resources in Teotihuacan, specifically the hard volcanic stone, right? The obsidian, itu was used by people, the Olmec, as tools, right? Okay. And that's probably why, right, the Teotihuacan became such a developed city, because there was trade. It's as a valuable commodity, because Teotihuacan had a valuable commodity to, of course, sell, right? Now, the next paragraph then talks about the trade. Long distance trade in obsidian. Nah, sekarang kita masuk lagi to the next paragraph, itu kan. Oh, sekarang kita arahnya ke trade-nya. Karena dia punya obsidian. Okay. The trade probably gave the elite residents of Teotihuacan access to a wide variety of exotic goods. Right? Okay. As well as a relatively prosperous life. Because it had, jadi nih, kalau you're doing a mind map, ini pasti akan ada lagi branch gitu kan. Jadi logikanya ini, oh, because they had, natural resources in the form of the hard volcanic stone, and then they were able then to do trade, to conduct trade, right? And this long distance trade gave the elite residents access to a wide variety of exotic goods. Kan trade. You buy this, okay, and what do I get? Trade, yeah. So what did they trade? Obsidian for variety of exotic goods. And of course, because of that, they had a prosperous life. Business, Gitu ya. Okay, now such success may have attracted immigrants. Nah, because Teotihuacan then is known as, ooh, if we live in Teotihuacan, we have access to goods and a prosperous life. And so this attracted immigrants to Teotihuacan. In addition, Teotihuacan's elite may have consciously attempted to attract new inhabitants. Mikir. This is given. This is impact that has been made because of what is given. But then it says here, in addition, the elite may have consciously attempted. Jadi bukan natural attraction, but it is intended for people to come. The elite made efforts, yeah, attempts to attract new inhabitants. Gitu kan? It is also probable that as early as 200 BC, Teotihuacan may have achieved some religious significance, and its shrine or shrines may have served as an additional population magnet. And finally, the growing population was probably fed by increasing the number and size of irrigated fields. Right? So, ini dia turun lagi, dia fokus. What made Teotihuacan become a city so prosperous? Kan ada beberapa faktor kan tadi kan. Remember your mind map ya. And this is focusing on other things. Masih ingat ini? Bentar ya, sabar. Right? Now we're talking about this part. Okay? Now we're talking about this. This paragraph is talking about this. Ya kan? Shrine. Terus tadi you said irrigated fields. And then you said something about historical site, something else. All right? Okay? Okay. So let's just continue. Yeah. Right? So, sorry. Okay. Now, what's the answer for number 6? Everybody has answered? Kita tadi udah answer yang mana ya? Sorry ya. Now I'm lost. Where are we now? This one. Yeah. Okay. So your answer is the prosperity. Nah, coba yang 2 tadi. We have to take 2. Yeah, number 7. Thank you guys. Sorry. I lost myself. Yeah. Okay, number 7. So, which one? Which 2? This one, right? We talk about the elite had a prosperous life because of the trade. ya kan? Okay, and then the presence of one or more religious shrines. Nah, jadi sebentar ya. I'll show you. This is more complete. So, actually, in your notes, if you have taken something like this, if you already have a note, when you read paragraph 4, you will continue adding something here, right? Shrine. Okay? Oh, berarti that attracted people. Now you can add something di sini kan? Tulisan attract people to come. Mungkin di sini juga attract people to come. Okay? Okay. So your notes will develop as you read on. You're going to stay in the same note, not different notes, but it's going to develop into more branches. Yeah? Okay. So let's continue. The answer for this is yes, A and D. And we have done that. I'm just reviewing that. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Now, we have so far talked about vocabulary questions. You know what it is like. Closest in meaning to. That's the magic word usually in the question. Factual, negative fact, except, not mentioned. That's usually a negative fact question. Factual is what is stated. Gitu kan? Okay. And we talked about inference, what can be inferred. And many times, even though the question is not what can be inferred, but it requires you to make inferences. Rhetorical purpose. So we're going now to continue to the different types, all right, which is the rhetorical purpose. And this is the question. So we're moving now to a new paragraph. Again, after paragraph 5, we go on to paragraph 6, where the question here asks you, in paragraph 6, the author discusses the thriving obsidian operation in order to. This is the key word, in order to. In order to, meaning why? What is the purpose, right? Therefore, this type of question, when you see this phrase here, okay, or phrases similar to that, it refers to what we call rhetorical purpose. Unless it is stated explicitly because itu, then it becomes a factual question. But if it is not stated explicitly, it will then require you to do some inferencing as well. Okay? So let's see. In order to, so we're thinking, why did the writer use, okay, the phrase, the writing obsidian operation, and discusses it there? For what purpose? What did he want to explain to the readers, right? Okay, so let us then again read, enjoy the reading, all right, and try to understand it. And if you want to take notes, go ahead. Practice taking notes. The picture of Teotihuacan that emerges, itu jadi satu loh ya. The picture of Teotihuacan that emerges is, that's the verb, apa? A classic picture of positive feedback among obsidian mining and working. Ini subject, verb, object. Atau subject, verb, and then there is a noun phrase, ya. Okay. would necessitate miners, apalagi additional manufacturers, and traders. Ada 3 to carry the goods to the markets. Okay, all this. What is this here? Can you tell me what is this? This word here refers to. Think. Refers to the what? All this led to increased wealth, which in turn would attract more immigrants to Teotihuacan. So, yeah, this is, for example, the obsidian operation. Yeah, the examples, like what? Additional, would necessitate more miners, additional manufacturers, additional traders. Yes, so this is the obsidian operation. Led, gitu kan, to increase wealth, which in turn would attract more immigrants, right? The growing power of the elite who controlled the economy would give them-nya ini siapa? All right, look at them. Who is them? What are we talking about? Kalau tadi this, not the city law, them, it means would give the elites, right? Them, right? The elites, kan tadi kita lagi ngomongin the growing power of the elite, blah, 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 would give them the means to physically coerce people to move to Teotihuacan and serve as additions to the labor force. Yeah? So the elite with the obsidian operation, that's what they do exactly, right? Necessitate more miners, more additional manufacturers, and additional traders. This obsidian operation, okay, ini loh, yang ada obsidian mining, working, dan lain-lain itu necessitate, kan, memerlukan, dibutuhkan all this. Because of that, then to coerce people to move to Teotihuacan and serve as additions to the labor force. Attractive, yeah, prosperous life, exotic goods there, and they can work as labor. More irrigation works would have to be built to feed the growing population, and this resulted again in more power and wealth for the elite. Okay, so why did the author use or discusses the thriving obsidian operation? For what purpose? What do you think? The explanation there is, okay, see, to illustrate how several factors influence each other to make Teotihuacan a powerful and wealthy state. Ya kan? Okay, this is influencing each other. They need the obsidian operation ini. Operation means how to produce the obsidian, kan? Kan ada mining, trade, populate, ada irrigation and all that. Ini the obsidian operation, khususnya the obsidian mining, requires this. Okay? And because of that, not just that, given, but they also do something to attract the immigrants to come. And in return, they will, the elite becomes more powerful, becomes more prosperous, more wealthy, while they will get, right, the people who come there will, of course, then become laborers, gitu. And this is like the sequence, yeah, cause and effect. Okay, great. This is what we call rhetoric the purpose. Nah, kita sudah sampai sekarang ke yang paling seru. Remember, there are 10 questions. Now, loh, kok jadi balik lagi ya? In paragraph 1 of the passage, aduh. Okay. But of course, there is going to be paragraph 1 there, ya. Dan nggak perlu karena di sini juga sudah ada here. Okay, this is the printed version. Okay, in paragraph 1 of the passage, there is a missing sentence. The paragraph is repeated below, this one, right? And shows 4 letters, A, B, C, D. What you need to do is to indicate where should we put this sentence. So we have a sentence here. In fact, artifacts and pottery from Teotihuacan have been discovered in sites as far away as the Mayan lowlands, the Guatemalan highlands, and northern Mexico, and the Gulf Coast of Mexico. Okay. Nah, itu mau diselipin. Where do we insert that in the paragraph? If we wanted to add this information in that paragraph. This is talking about artifacts. Is everybody answering already or not? Okay. Remember cohesion. Remember connection between one sentence and another. Okay. All right, so I think most of you answered A. Let's see why you put it in A, because this is talking about artifacts and pottery from the Teotihuacan have been discovered in sites as far as blah, blah, blah. Okay, is it connected to the sentence, right? Is it connected to the sentence, the first sentence? The city of Teotihuacan, which lay blah, 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 began blah, 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 okay, probably had a population of more than 125,000 people and covered at least 20 square kilometers. Terus kita mau taruh. In fact, itu artifacts and pottery have been discovered in sites as far away as the Mayan lowlands. Jadi ini was you're going to give, right, information about location, right? This has something to do with where is it actually the city of Teotihuacan, because the first sentence talks about the location. the site, 50 kilometers northeast, okay, of blah blah blah. Ya, terus you want to, if you put it in A, you want to reinforce where the location actually is by saying the artifacts and pottery of that city have been discovered in sites as far away as the Mayan lowlands. Jadi 50 kilometers from modern day city, and bahkan itu kan, it's been found in sites as far away as Mayan lowlands, the Guatemalan highlands, northern Mexico, and the Gulf of Mexico. Tuh, kira-kira begitu ya. Mikir dulu. Bisa juga. Ya, coba kita lihat yang B ya, sabar. Nah, terus atau kita mau taruh dia, atau dia nyambung sama ini nih. It had over 2,000 complexes, bla bla bla, and then, oke, mikir. Kalau mikir itu agak lama lo ya, tenang. Okay. So, it had 2,000 apartment complexes, a great market, a large number of bla bla bla, terus, and a regular great pattern of streets. Yeah, we already know that. Nah, terus kalau kita taruh, in fact, artifacts and pottery have been discovered in sites. Itu ada hubungannya nggak sama the information about 2,000 apartment complexes, religious edifices, administrative center? Does this have any relationship with the, ini kita lagi ngomongin apa sih? This, it had over 2,000 and so on itu. We're talking about the facilities, right? We're talking about the facilities of the city. That's why it's called a metropolis gitu. Ya kan? Ini ada hubungannya nggak dengan the Teotihuacan being a metropolis? That's my question. This, yes or no? Itu dulu deh. Okay, guys, my question. Ini, this one, artifacts and pottery discovered di mana-mana itu ada hubungan dengan informasi ya, the information ya. Informationnya ada kaitannya nggak dengan informasi bahwa Teotihuacan itu the facilities, ada apartment complexes, ada a great market, ada industrial, ada hubungan nggak? Okay, now you're thinking. Nggak ada kan? Nggak ada loh. Yeah, because when we started the second sentence, okay guys, when we started the second sentence, we were already talking about, the reading was already giving you information about the facilities, right, of the Teotihuacan. Gitu kan? Nah, kalau kita taruh dia di situ, in fact, loh, kok dari semua yang serba modern, nih ya, logik. Yang serba modern, tiba-tiba kita ribut sama artifacts and pottery. Okay, you get that ya? Ya, itu agak-agak. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. It's like you are reading about something that's, oh wow, bayangin itu di berapa ribu tahun yang lalu. Dia udah punya kompleks, sudah punya, tiba-tiba datanglah kalimat, ada artifacts and pottery. Oke. Ya, so nggak nyambung gitu loh. If we put it in B. Ini loh yang namanya cohesion itu, cohesion. Right? The sentences have to be related. Ya kan? Oke. Jadi kayaknya B, eliminasi. Alright? Eliminasi. I don't think so. Ya udah, scratch dulu B. Oke, coba kita lihat C. Ini lagi bicara tadi, oke, dia udah menjadi the city which is very, very progressive, right? Modern at that time. And then it says something about clearly much planning and central control were involved in the expansion and ordering of this great metropolis. So there was already a metropolis in that year. Terus kita mau taruh sekarang, balik lagi. In fact, artifacts and pottery from Teotihuacan had been discovered. And then, if we put that there in C, ditutup dengan, moreover, the city had economic and perhaps religious context. Itu nyambung nggak? Nyambung nggak antara clearly udah metropolis, terus di bawahnya moreover, terus kita mau nyelipin nih, selipin gitu. Pottery and artifacts itu discovered di sana, di sini, di situ. Ada hubungan nggak? No. Ya. Iya. Oke. Logic gitu. Ini gimana ya? Itu kayak yang tadi kita udah dibawa ini great metropolis, tiba-tiba nyelip gitu satu. Itu out of place, right? And that's what we mean by cohesion. Nah, kamu juga jangan sampai nanti waktu writing nulis aneh-aneh begini nih. Itu yang tiba-tiba, gitu kan. Lagi enak-enak mikirin. Kan you are imagining right now, imagining how there's a great city. Wow, already in that time. Right? So you want to hear about the greatness of the planning that was already made by people thousands of years ago. Okay. So it's not in C because it doesn't link. All right? What about D? Penutup loh ya. If we talk about writing already, remember your hamburger. You have that bun, right? Which is like restating something. In fact, artifacts and pottery. Again, this has nothing to do with the last few sentences in this paragraph. And it cannot be a closing. Because remember, this is your hamburger. Remember the hamburger? The last sentence is like emphasizing what have been said, what have been written in the previous sentences of that paragraph. The bun, the bottom bun of the hamburger. So the answer is, which is reasonable to put and which can still be connected. A. Okay, guys? Yeah. Again, think. Do not rush. Sekarang bilang A itu yakin ya. 100%. How do we do it? Like it or not, okay, like it or not, first time, that's what you do. You have to look at A, try to put it here. Nah, kalau nanti in your, what is that? in your interactive IBT itu nggak kayak kita yang mikir-mikir lihat sana, lihat sini, baca begini. Because you can just click A, ya, you're just going to click A, and then this will automatically be inserted there, and then you can see it, and then you can read it again, and again rethink, think again. Does that make sense or not? Right? And if you don't think that it doesn't make sense, ya udah, pindahin ke B gitu loh. Sampai you are sure and you submit. So it's going to be more practical. Ya. Oke, itu tekniknya. Tapi teknisnya. But now I am developing again your ammunition of what we call here your reading skill in terms of apa ya? Okay, Santika, there are some questions in the chat box. Make sure that that's forwarded to me right after this, yeah? Santika?
Hi, Bu. Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
our team is working on it. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, guys. Now my question number 9. The question number 9. Which does that belong to? Which question type does that belong to? Yang insert text itu kira-kira di mana ya? Is it basic comprehension? Is it reading to learn or making inferences? Sudah jelas ya di situ. It's making inference, ya. Okay. And that's how you do it. That's insert text, and that's how you think. Okay, that's how you can do it. You have to go one by one. Sabar. Ya. Okay. Number 10. Nah, okay. Number 10 is an introductory sentence for a brief summary of the passage is provided below. Ini the whole passage loh ya, from paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tadi ada 6 paragraphs, right? Complete the summary by selecting the 3 answer choices that express. Okay, complete the summary by selecting the 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. Remember, this is a summary. Some sentences do not belong in the summary. Why not? Because they express ideas that are not presented in the passage, or itu are minor ideas in the passage. Jadi terlalu detail untuk to be included in a summary. Again, this question is worth 2 points, just like some other questions. 3 correct answers means that you get 2 points. 2 correct answers out of 3, you get 1. Yeah? So it has to be more than, of course, 1 correct answer. But to get a full score of 2, you will need to answer all correctly. Itu aja. Okay? Nah, Daya, take a screenshot if you have to. Okay? This is a summary. And then these are the choices. Alright. Nah, tunggu. Guys. Hold on. Yeah, wait. Don't read anything. I'm just going to ask you first this question. If you did not really pay attention, if you did not really understand, or at least try to understand. Okay? Each of the paragraph, if you do not read it and you just read the question, try to find answer. Read question, try to find answer. Karena I think in some bimbels, that's how they teach you. Yeah? In some bimbels, that's how they teach you. You don't have to read. Just look at the question and then find the answer. So you don't really get the feel, you don't really get the idea of the whole passage. You're just focusing on the little things because you want to answer. Now, do you think that will work if you need to answer a question like this? Because this is a summary of the whole text. So what does it mean? As a summary of the whole text, what do you need to know? Can you tell me? What do you need to know as a summary of the whole text? You need to get a good idea, right, of what each paragraph is talking about. Okay? So that the main ideas, itu loh. Ini sebetulnya your reading skill is getting the main idea of each paragraph. Nah, tadi kembali lagi mind mapping gitu loh. Bentar ya. Where is my mind mapping? Is it this one? Oh, no. This is a better one. I'll show you this one, right? This is my mind map that we practice together just to give you a feel of how to do a mind map, right? From one paragraph. Okay? Now, actually, this is like the main idea, right? The topic of the paragraph, where I wrote down here, the one here, this one, okay, development of Teotihuacan. Because I don't want to write Teotihuacan bolak-balik. Nah, itu nanti waktu habis, jadi I just put T. Kadang-kadang def, itu aja. Ya, okay. So, this paragraph, which I think was paragraph 2, if I'm not mistaken, paragraph D tadi, the main idea-nya is the development. Right? The topiknya di situ is development of the Teotihuacan. How did it become developed? Why was it possible to be a developed metropolis? Okay. Then, karena dia lokasi trade route, because it has obsidian resources and irigasi juga. Okay. Dan other things like this. Dan ini semua juga membawa impact, gitu kan? Yang nanti ini bisa dikembangkan lagi in another. Ini masih bisa kamu tambahin branch-nya tadi from the paragraph that we read about. Another paragraph, right? Okay. Now, nantinya, if you start doing this regularly, from the first paragraph that you read, itu loh, ya, setiap paragraph, tadi kan saya tunjukkan nih, wait, right? This is the whole paragraph. Santika, sorry. Santika udah ganti lagi ya, my ini.
Oke, Bu, baru keganti. Ini baru kayak
Okay.
Ya. This is not the PPT anymore, Bu.
Passage.
Yes.
Yeah, the passage kan?
Yes.
Yeah, see? So basically when you do note taking or mind map, gitu kan? Ya, you will have like paragraph, terus hubungan si paragraph ini dengan paragraph ini itu nanti terdevelop dengan sendirinya. Tadi kan we started with this ya. I started with paragraph 2. Karena simple gitu untuk bikin, jelas banget, enak banget for you to start. But actually you start, so here you can make already your mind map, right? And dari setiap paragraph ini you already have to be able to identify, oh, this is talking about what the Teotihuacan is and how it is, why, kenapa ya sampai diangkat menjadi a reading, right? In a class for maybe social studies ini, okay? Why ya? Oh, because of the progress, right? Because of the progressive, very modern way of life that it already had. Oke, ini mengatakan main idenya, topiknya is about where it is and what it is, right? Di sini talks about Teotihuacan, why it was able, why it could be developed into a metropolis. What factors contributes this? Okay. Number 3, paragraph 3 talks about what it had, right? What attracts. Why the Teotihuacan itu. Oke, padahal ada si kuil-kuilku. Oke. Di nomor 4 talking about the natural resources yang kemudian ada si kuil-kuilku loh. Ada juga yang lain. But Teotihuacan had a competitive edge over its neighbors. What kind of competitive edge? Di sini, in paragraph 5 was talking about, okay, how or what attracted people to come. And what happened because it had a competitive edge, this is how life was in the city, paragraph 5, especially the impacts on the elites. Gitu kan? Nah, yang ini hubungannya apa? Yang ini adalah how it become, detail lagi, dia masuk lagi. How it became like a classic picture of positive feedback among the obsidian operation. Oke? Ya. So, itu harus Anda dapatkan gitu loh, secara keseluruhan, holistically. Karena then when you tackle this question, right? When you tackle that question, yeah, which belongs to the summary, you're supposed to choose 3, itu kan? To get 2, right? Okay. Then you will already get a good feel. Tadi ngomongin apa aja sih semuanya? Jadi jangan terus panik di sini. Balik lagi. Boleh balik lagi, but you have your notes already. Di mana carinya? You already know. Oke, oke. Mari kita lihat bareng-bareng ya. Let's just do it for 3 minutes. Udah ada ini ya di summary-nya. sudah ada satu. Teotihuacan was a highly developed city in Mesoamerica that reached its peak between about Anno Domini 150 to 700. Oke? Terus apalagi yang bisa kita masukkan di summary? Not yang factual ada di situ, right? But it is not too detailed. Main ideas ya, main ideas. You're looking for main ideas that are stated in the paragraphs, not just one paragraph. Okay? Which are you sure of? Or which is not stated sih? Or which is too small gitu, too detail gitu. Which one? Which is not stated? Ayo kita eliminasi. Which is not stated sih? Yang nggak ada, kayaknya saya nggak baca itu, nggak ada tuh di main ideas-nya paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one? Is B stated? May have developed its own specific local religion? Is B stated or no, right? Yeah. There is no paragraph we're talking about whether the people develop its own specific religion, right? It was said that it has shrines, gitu kan? Oke. Jadi B langsung ya, eliminasi, eliminated. Okay, that's why B is not the answer, because it is not stated. Okay, what about delta? Does Teotihuacan have religious shrines, yes or no? It has religious shrines, yes. And is it an attraction, yes or no? Is it an attraction? Yes. But does it say that it is the most influential religious center? No. Yeah, okay. So some of it is true, but it is the information is not completely correct. Yeah. Okay, so you eliminate D. Ya, tadi yang dieliminasi A, D, sorry. Bravo, delta, gitu kan? Nah, between, jadi udah pasti you mikir A, betul, C, betul. Now, what about E and F? Now, about E and F. Which one is not stated and or which one is too detailed? Which one is not true? E or F? F. Iya. Karena di situ ada kata-kata threat ya. Oke. Okay. The increasing threat itu kan. Hah? Siapa yang mengintimidasi? Right? Discourage further settlement. Enggak begitu kan, malah sebaliknya, right? coerce itu kayak diiming-iming. Malah the elite iming-iming for the laborers to come. Okay? Because of that, you are sure then what should be included in the summary? A, C, Charlie, and Echo. Yeah. Yeah. And again, to be able to get this, you have, which one is true, which one is not stated. You have to go through the text and cannot just question, find answer, question, find answer. You can't do that. Okay? Okay. And this is one passage. It's going to look like this, yeah, guys. It's one passage. So again, what we have been discussing, what we have been talking about is your ammunition, right? Reading. Remember, read in chunks. Okay. And then after you read in chunks, you need to take notes, right? And after you take notes, okay, you need to understand the questions, eliminate, all right, which are not stated, which is not true. And sometimes you need to also use your higher level of thinking for inference question, rhetoric purpose, and all that. Yeah, and do read the whole text and not just pieces of information. Now, this is your important reading skills. This is your ammunition, so that you will be able to, of course, find the correct answer and get the score that you are required to. All right? Okay, so that's a thank you for me. Don't forget, this is what I took was just a practice test again from the ETS website. You also have other practice tests like this one, including the answer. Ya, bahkan jawabannya aja ada key-nya. But I'm sure it's not just the answer that you're interested in, but also on how to find the correct answer. Okay? So thank you very much, Rami. I think Santika, it's over to you now for questions.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ibu, for the lesson today. I hope everybody learned a lot today, and I see that this time kita lebih fokus ke reading ya, Bu ya, compared to our previous TOEFL iBT prep at America juga. It is more on the introduction, so it's not as in-depth as this one. So if you guys have been joining the previous one and then kayak sekarang baru kesini lagi terus kayak wow, this is much more detailed. So yes, it's called intensive for a purpose. Yeah. So we have a few questions on Libut today, and they are related to like how much time we have to spend on the reading, on making the mind map, because you teach us how to do mind map today. And I can tell you guys, mind map itu sangat berguna kalau kalian itu satu, gampang distracted, dua, kayak have such a limited time, right? Kayak di tes ini, jadi kalian cuma bisa jot down 1 or 2 words. Jadi mind map is super helpful, and thanks Bu Hafil for reminding me. So the first question, Bu, is from Octario in Zoom. Excuse me, ma'am, how much time should I spend on writing for this mind map? Jadi pertanyaannya dari Octario yang berapa banyak waktu sih yang kita kayak spend untuk mind map gitu. Terus
Okay.
Terus ada satu lagi yang nanya harus allocate berapa lama untuk each passage in the reading. Tapi setahu aku time allocation buat per passage itu udah ada ya Bu pas di test ya?
No.
Oh oke, jadi itu kita yang harus.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Oke. Oh jadi kayak satu section berapa banyak waktu satu section reading itu, tapi passage-nya kita ngatur sendiri ya Bu?
Yep, your passage you do it. Basically, you have like 50. How many minutes was that? 50 for the reading. Remember, my first intro. Yeah. Not the first slide. Ada di sini tadi. Okay, let me check also ya. 40 sekian menit kan? Here it is.
I'm checking it.
Yeah. So you will have 54 minutes,
Okay.
ya. 54 minutes for 3 reading passages, right?
Oke.
Oke. Nah, jadi kan kalau mau dibagi rata, gitu kan? Ini kan hitung-hitungan nih, paper on paper only ya. Kalau mau dibagi rata is 54 divided by 3 gitu kan, which gives you not
14.
even bahkan tidak sampai 20 menit.
Ya.
Kan? Ya. Jadi kan berarti terus kalian tadi untuk jawab pertanyaan aja berapa menit, jadinya kalau mau nih mikirnya, jadi kan 18 menit ya Santika, 18 minutes and then you divide it by 30 questions, kan gitu kan ya. Logically speaking, jadi kan berarti 18 minutes you divide it by 30, you only have like how many minutes per question?
Berapa questions Bu? Sorry.
30, sorry 10.
Per
Kan
passage
54 sudah dibagi 3 kan. Jadi 18. 10. Jadi kamu punya roughly like
1.5 minute. 1,8 ketika ya.
Minute.
Yeah, I would put 1.5 minute.
Hey, 1.5 minute itu sangat lama loh. Ingat nggak waktu speaking? Waktu speaking kan semua kaget ya waktu dibilang 45 detik. Itu kan ya. Terus gitu kan. Ternyata apalagi Miss.
Ya, that's right.
Jadi tapi kalian nggak bisa begitu attack-nya kan. It's not as simple as that. Makanya tadi Octario tanya. Jadi kamu mikir aja, if you do your mind map, the lesser time you will take for answering.
Yes. Oke.
Balance. Jadi itu di ITS aja, yang tadi worksheet yang saya ambil dari ITS aja, dia minta 20 menit loh. Maksudnya gini, kamu try to do this in 20 minutes. The one that I showed you.
Right.
You know?
Oke.
Jadi 20 menit itu kalian bagi deh. Makanya tadi saya bilang practice. Karena you punya mind map juga makin cepet. Ya, mungkin awal-awalnya, ya ampun, aku udah ngerjain mind map nggak kelar-kelar 10 menit. Kan gitu kan ya. Gitu. Ya, that's because you're doing it just once, gitu loh. But if you're doing it in your daily situation also, you're going to increase your speed, the learning curve nanti. Ya kan?
Agree.
Oke. Jadi mikirnya begitu ya, Octaria and everybody. Oke, yuk kita coba dari 18 menit, coba deh. Saya coba bikin mind map ini yang enak, itu berapa untuk baca benar. Maybe it will take you 10 minutes, misalnya. Jangan panik, karena dan kamu coba setelah datang dengan mind map itu, kita bisa berapa menit per question, right? Okay, and you have to work it out. Itu, saya nggak punya
limitnya ya.
Saya nggak punya kayak formula. I don't have a formula because every one of us work differently.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, and this is the same question Bu, kalau orang-orang nanya ke kita kayak, Bu atau Mbak Santika, how much time do I need to study TOEFL iBT supaya dapat nilai segini? So everybody, each person's, ability itu beda-beda. The way they learn beda-beda. Itu kamu belajar dari buku sama belajar online aja, hasilnya bisa beda ya, tergantung orangnya. Learning style gimana, terus English proficiency level kamu di mana, itu juga ngaruh banget. So on top of all of that ya, kadang pas tes itu ada aja faktor yang bikin kita distracted apa gimana, jadi mungkin nilainya nggak maksimal. So nggak ada golden formula or golden rule-nya harus gimana, berapa lama. Kalian kalau mulai lebih cepat untuk belajar TOEFL iBT atau other English proficiency test buat prepare to study to the States ya lebih baik. Jadi kalau kalian mulai dari awal banget, kalian punya waktu masih banyak banget, misalnya masih kurang banget, jadi kalian tahu, aku masih punya lebih banyak waktu nih buat belajar gitu. Kalau ketimbang kalian udah mepet, baru belajar, terus hasilnya belum sesuai, nah itu baru pusing gitu kan. Jadi start as early as you can, sama dengan ini kalau mind map mau spend berapa lama, reading harus spend berapa lama, Jadi cuma dikasih satu allocated time 50 berapa menit itu untuk semua passages dan semua questions-nya. Jadi kalian bisa kira-kira aja nih, misalnya kamu boleh cuma spend di satu ini kayak 20 menit lah maksimal gitu. Itu pun kalau kalian udah sama review menurut aku ya. Gitu. Jadi dibagi accordingly kayak apa ya, secara garis besar aja, jangan dipatokin kayak harga mati gitu yang kayak wah kalau 20 menit aku pasti nggak kelar nih. Jadi nggak gitu juga, karena bisa aja next passage-nya menurut di kamu lebih gampang gitu. Jadi allocate your time kira-kira aja, tapi as more you practice, the faster you will be at making mind map, right, Bu? And of course kalau aku ya bikin mind map-nya itu pas aku lagi baca. Jadi jangan kamu baca udah selesai, kamu baru mau bikin baru. Itu kayak you are testing yourself with another set of questions, you know what I mean? Jadi emang kan mind map itu kan kita yang buat kayak notes kita sendiri. Tapi kalau kamu udah selesai baca, kamu ngetes diri kamu, tadi gue baca apa ya, terus baru mau bikin mind map, ya kamu bakal bolak-balik dan panik gitu kan. Jadi don't do that to yourself. So when you read, sambilan baca, sambilan scribble kata-kata kuncinya, terus nanti baru bisa ditarik garis gitu. Whichever comes first. Kamu mau narik garis dulu boleh, kamu mau nulis dulu boleh, terserah. But do it as you read. Jangan habis kelar baca baru mau bikin mind map ya. Ya balik lagi, baca lagi gitu kan. Okay, so yeah, you don't want to miss the whole point of making the mind map is to make you no need to read the whole passage again. Okay, terus habis itu baca questionsnya, jawab, and if you menurut kalau aku sih dulu strateginya udah selesai semua selesai per satu passage, aku review lagi questions buat passage itu, then move on to the next passage. That's why kalau tadi kita bagi misalnya 3 passage itu 18 menit satu passage dan semua question per passage-nya, I would stick to 15 minutes for the whole thing, dan 3 menit itu aku review the questions and the answers. Ya, itu garis besar. Kalau kamu lebih cepat jangan panik, kalau kamu lebih lama jangan panik, karena bisa aja yang di next question-nya atau next passage-nya kamu spend less time. Okay? Semoga membantu. Going to the next question, Bu. Let's see. Are we provided with enough paper to make the mind map in the real exam?
They do give you they do give you like 3 pieces of scrap paper if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And if kalau misalnya ternyata udah penuh gitu kan, you can ask for more. Boleh. Tapi dia akan ambil gitu loh. Dia akan ambil your scrap paper kayaknya yang udah nggak kepake, dia ambil. You know?
Yes.
The proctor.
Ya. Jadi kalau kita, ini kan kalau kita ngomongin kita ambil tesnya dari the center, right, Bu?
Yeah,
but what about kalau home edition kita kayak gimana? Show our paper?
Show our paper. Kan dia punya, kan ada home edition kan you have the proctor yang nanti harus lihat yourself gitu. Yes. Dia kan ngintip see you and then see that you have to be kayak, dia melihat kalian, jadi dia harus tahu what you are doing.
Right. That's the whole purpose of proctor. Jadi mereka tuh harus make sure environment kamu itu kamu nggak ada orang lain, kamu sendiri, and nggak ada yang kayak contekan-contekan kamu ya di walls atau dimanapun. Jadi intinya they want to see your surrounding and you alone.
They see your desktop.
Desktop.
Jadi nggak mungkin tiba-tiba ke Google.
Ya, cari jawaban gitu ya. Oke.
Okay. Right.
Terus kalau kertas coret-coretnya ya berarti make sense-nya kamu show them that it's empty mungkin ya, bolak-balik, dan ya udah that's passing their standard of proctor. Ya kamu bisa fokus on the test. Oke. Ini dari Octario lagi, Bu, dia nanya, can you teach us how to write mind map correctly? Can we write full sentence of idea or only noun or keywords? Kalau aku stick with keywords-nya doang, karena the whole idea of mind map, like I said, itu untuk bikin kita nggak baca the whole passage or the whole sentence again, but we remember, misalnya kayak tadi Bu Hafil bikin itu yang kayak apa Bu tadi yang di bawah irrigation ya. Nah, jadi kayak the whole point is to itulah nempelin kata-kata itu di otak kamu, jadi nanti pas kamu baca pertanyaannya, tadi ada nih ngomongin irrigation, tapi dia nyambungnya ke key point yang mana ya gitu.
Right.
So yeah,
you will be able to locate, gitu kan. Yang penting itu mind map itu kan kayak jadi ya namanya map ya, peta kan. So you will be able to locate at least itu kan where ini irrigation tadi yang ngomong irrigation. Oh tadi topiknya lagi bicara mengenai tadi kan development of the Teotihuacan kan gitu kan. Jadi kamu mesti cepet tuh tadi yang saya bilang set dia ada di paragraf mana.
Oke, jadi kita bisa nulis lah ya paragraf keberapa misalnya.
Boleh, nah itu.
Jadi apa yang you guys find helpful sih
sebenarnya. Iya, whatever gitu. Ya. Boleh aja. Jadi ini misalnya mau dibunderin ini 4 gitu, ini 5. Dan Santika, I think is again ya tadi saya refer back dulu ya sedikit saya tambahkan because you're saying about berapa jam sih diperlukan untuk dapat skor 100 gitu kan. Terus ya saya pasti tanya, lah kamu emang sekarang berapa skornya? That's why we have the TPO ya. Ada yang namanya TOEFL Practice Online. Coba deh lihat di ITS. Itu ada yang namanya TOEFL Practice Online. Oke. Jadi dia itu sudah closest with when you take the real IBT. Dari sisi teknologinya. Oke. And then, nah sekarang misalnya dari situ itu kan bayangan karena memang nggak ada maksudnya gini tidak ada the rater yang orang ya semua by machine, right? So but it is the prediction-nya itu tidak akan way off gitu loh. Misalnya 75 atau 76, right Santika? But you want to get to a college, biasanya kalau pada S2 nih terus yang mau ke keren-keren, Bangsa Cornell dan lain-lain, di Ivy League itu pasti mintanya tergantung juga faculty-nya apa, pasti naik. Lalu akan ada section score-nya berapa, ya kan? Itu bisa nanti dianalisa, yang bagian mana yang kamu perlu sustain, because sudah oke, bagian mana yang memang kamu masih harus develop, right? Nah, itu akan bisa shorten. Jadi misalnya, ini bisa shorten karena you have already done pretty good in some of these sections, but you need more English skill, kan gitu ya, English skill in one section yang memang masih kurang gitu. Alright?
Oke, that's clear banget Bu. So yes, aku akan selalu bilang ke orang-orang itu, the more you practice, the more you know kayak kesalahan kamu sebelumnya di mana, apa yang bisa diimprove. Strength aku di mana? Kalau strength aku di situ, mungkin aku lebih bagusin strength aku supaya nanti pas di part yang aku suka panik itu aku have more time. Jadi gitu-gitu ya. Yes, so if you want to go to the States to study, especially untuk anak-anak yang mau daftar untuk S2, itu amannya sebenarnya 90 sampai 100 depending on your program that you want to apply. Untuk LLM dan ya oke lah yang berbau literature mungkin itu akan lebih tough, biasanya dimintanya 90-an ke atas atau bahkan ada sekolah yang LLM-nya mintanya 100 minimal. So that's like 20 points away from the perfect score. Ya, jadi kalian harus take your time to study this and it's doable really. Kayak banyak yang dapat nilainya bagus-bagus banget and they are all Indonesians, they have the same struggle, bukan native speaker English yang tiba-tiba kayak harus ngambil TOEFL iBT. So no, Indonesians banyak banget ya Bu yang dapat nilainya bagus dan of course it comes with practice and hard work. Okay? Moving to kayaknya kita ada questions terakhir. Aku juga udah share ini Bu,
the TPO
online di chat box. TPO itu berbayar, tapi aku lupa berapa. Mungkin Bu Afi lebih ingat. Cuman the point is di page yang sama itu, jadi dia ada opsi yang free practice test di atas tuh, sama yang di bawah baru TPO yang kalau kalian kerasa perlu lebih dan berbayar. Jadi kayak simulasi lah, kayak tryout testnya ya Bu ya. Cuman kamu nggak akan dapat the official score yang buat kamu kirim ke sekolah karena
that's the whole point of practice.
Yes. Oke. Last question kita involve critical thinking, Bu. Jadi ada satu Zoom participants kita yang bilang insecure about the critical thinking aspect. So, do you have any tips, Bu, untuk critical thinking?
Yeah, I think I showed you a little bit, right? If you follow me gitu ya. If you follow me on how I read it to you and how tadi saya agak gandeng gitu loh. Kayak gini loh mikirnya, kayak gini loh mikirnya, right? Remember while I was reading, while I was reading the passage, the paragraph, itu kan, it's like from one sentence to another, and then I kept on asking in the middle. Di tengah-tengah tuh saya udah tanya gitu kan. Oh, itu saya lagi tanya sama diri saya sendiri loh. So I'm having a conversation with myself while I'm reading, right? Yeah, that I was like, okay, after I read this sentence, oh okay, so that means the next sentence I need to know probably it's going to be this, gitu kan. Setelah itu saya sedikit reflect lagi. Oh jadinya kalau kan gitu ya. Tadi did you miss that or not? Gitu. Jadi saya tadi nuntun. That's how you're thinking. Ya. That's why I say back and forth, bolak-balik over and over again. Enjoy the reading.
Oke.
Karena ini assessment sih ya, Santika. Jadi semua tuh mikirnya baca tuh untuk menjawab pertanyaan.
Betul.
Tapi padahal jangan dibalik. Yes. You bisa menjawab pertanyaan karena kamu membaca.
Exactly. The point is, I think I'm gonna share a bit about my experience about TOEFL iBT. Ini years ago ya, before tahun 2010-an deh. Yeah, that was like 12 years ago. But I feel so old now. Guys, jadi aku masih ingat one of the passage itu ngomongin tentang painting or artwork. Can you imagine? I still remember it karena ya itu pas aku baca, aku looking for the details. Siapa yang paint ini, tahun berapa, itu semua tuh aku catat di kayak, aku bahkan nggak pakai mind map, aku cuma catat kayak poin-poinnya aja yang menurut aku itu guna. Jadi kalian juga kalau the more you guys practice, you guys will know ini nih poin-poin keywords yang kayak gini nih yang akan ditanyain nanti. Jadi udah agak-agak ngebantu kalian gitu. Okay, so read kayak Ibu Hafil bilang, don't read just for the sake of answering the question, karena ya kalau kalian bacanya passage dulu, kalian nggak akan tahu questionnya apa kan, gitu. It's different if you guys have a trick to read the questions first and go to the passage, okay? Tapi balik lagi ke orang masing-masing ya, kalian bisa kayak gitu apa enggak, gitu. Tapi ya, read with a very conscious thinking, kayak okay, aku mau understand this passage, okay? Alright, I hope that helps. This wraps up our
event. We asked audience members a question. How long are TOEFL scores valid? The correct answer is option B, 2 years. The availability of your scores in your ETS account depends on how long ago you took your TOEFL iBT test. Shout out goes to Johannes Eddie Supriyono from Zoom for answering correctly. And thank you to everyone who has participated. Don't forget to tune in next time and get a shout out from us. Now you may be wondering, how can I develop an awesome idea for a place like this? Well, it's very easy. All you need to do is go to our website at www.atamerica.or.id, select create a program and click collaborate with us. All event proposals coming to us will be reviewed and your event might be featured here soon. You can also subscribe to our newsletter for all our weekly updates. That's it. That wraps this episode. It's been fun, but we have to say goodbye for now. Follow our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at @ATAmerica for our fun contents, event updates, and so much more. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. My name is James, and we'll see you at the next At America TV episode. Goodbye.